I swear to God, if Indiana's on this list, I walk.
Okay. David, you ready?
Okay, then. Go ahead.
All right, Michael. At number 15, fresh off of a devastating double overtime loss, I have Texas A&M. At 14, I got Alabama. And at 12, I got Clemson. Your thoughts?
The A&M one, they still can play their way in, agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they win, they're in the championship game.
And the Clemson one is intriguing with enough chaos. And obviously they'd have to beat South Carolina. See, South Carolina is the team I think you're sleeping on. Unless you've boosted them in your ranking. If South Carolina beats Clemson in the Palmetto, South Carolina's playoff team. Look at the strength of schedule. Look at the product. Look at who they are. Look at that defensive front. Rico, Cockaboo should be a play. Now, I'll tell you this. If they beat Clemson, I want you to stack South Carolina versus Indiana and with a straight face put Indiana in that playoff. No, I'm being serious with you now.
Mike, I understand where you're coming from, but the problem is they only have one loss.
They played one team.
Okay,
I'll leave it alone. You're right. It's the power rank. Here's Rico.
Okay. At number 12, I have one of the hottest teams in the country, no pun intended, the Arizona State Sun Devils.
I don't believe they're one of the 12 best teams in America, but they're primed to make the Big 12 championship game. Do we at least agree the Big 12 is a single bid league? Whoever wins it will put in because we have to. Agree?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, 100%.
I'll leave it there.
Okay.
Also,
David,
can Kenny
comment?
Dillingham stop asking for money? Another press conference, another day of him schlepping for money.
Okay, here's what you're not going to like, Mike. Did you happen to see why Mac Brown got kicked, not retained at North Carolina?
He's 1,000 and probably wears a diaper?
And also, he's not bringing in enough loot. So
guess what? I wish my school would do the same. Don't bring any money? James Houston pants. Out.
So that's why Dillingham wears the sweatshirt.
Fair. Mac ain't bringing the money in. North Carolina has a business to run. Hey, old man, see ya.
Yeah. At number 11, Boise State.
Only because the rules demand I put a small team in. But is Boise State good? No. I watched second half against Wyoming. Disgusting. An absolute escape in Laradice. They're not good, Rico. Period.
All right, here we go. At number 10, fresh off of their devastating loss in Columbus, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Whatever, dude. Not a playoff team. The committee is designed to give us the 12 best teams. It's why they were right to get rid of Florida State, because they had Kenny at quarterback. They would be justified to leave Indiana out. Kenny wasn't in the – well, I want Kenny's opinion now for a second as our relative Feinbaum here, Rico. Kenny, if South Carolina beats Clemson, fact or fiction, South Carolina, not Indiana, should get in the playoff.
I agree completely. Indiana's schedule is too soft. South Carolina played an SEC schedule. Absolutely.
They played a brutal slate.
Yep.
Okay, but fresh off of not including Florida State last year, do you think that they could tell people, okay, even though they lost one game, we're going to put in these other teams that lost more games?
Ready? Strength of schedule of 106. Here's who South Carolina played. LSU, who was ranked at the time. Ole Miss, number 12. At Alabama. At Oklahoma. Texas A&M. Ranked Mizzou. At Clemson and Death Valley. There's not even an argument. Those are two different planets.
No, that's actually a fair. You know what, Mike? How about this? How about we tell Ward to stay at home and you go sit in that meeting room?
Sure, I don't care. I'd be easy about it. They suck. They're good. They're terrible. I don't care. You put the best 12 in. That's what the design is. Go ahead.
At number 9, the University of Tennessee.
God, did they benefit from the chaos last week?
They did.
I just don't think they're very good. Beauty pageant game against UTEP doesn't do anything for me. Their passing game's been busted all year. Defense, strong. I understand if they get put in, but I don't think they're very good. Problem is, who is? The whole sport's a joke.
At number 8, nothing says ACC like SMU.
This will take care of itself. Miami or SMU are getting in, not both. So for the time being, there's no argument that needs to happen. The winner, the ACC, it'll be single bid. The only other team that would have a chance to get in might be Clemson if the right things happen.
At number 7, you want to talk about a team that benefited from the chaos because it just cemented them? Penn State.
They're basically Indiana with a rich daddy.
Yes.
I mean, they play one game, they lose it. They escape against Minnesota, and it was an embarrassing performance. I just don't respect Penn State at all, but I understand you have to put somebody in, right? That's why if I'm already giving the Big Ten one fraud in the playoff, I'm not going to give them two. This isn't BOGO.
No, I got you. I could easily see those two teams playing each other saying, you know what, you two figure it out. And the winner
Spider-Man meme.
Right. On a side note, how did P.J. Fleck not realize that Penn State was going to fake a punt with like seconds to go in the game? They were not actually going to kick the ball, and Minnesota was totally unprepared for their fake.
I have the answer, but you're not going to like it.
What's that?
His pants were too tight. Start squeezing that ball region. You're not getting oxygen to your brain. I'm telling you, that guy's wearing athleisure pants that are tailored. I don't know where the balls go in that equation. I mean, PJ's wearing these maroon athleisure pants, and you know he's taking them to the tailor. You want to talk European fit? He looks like a soccer coach out there. It's ridiculous.
At number 6, this one's for you, Kenny, the University of Georgia.
They're right where they need to be. They're getting in the SEC championship game, and there's no scenario. If they're not playing Nick Saban, I don't bet against Kirby Smart in a big game. So they're right where they need to be.
And there's just no telling who's good or who's bad in the SEC right now. I'm not exactly sure if we're a good team or a mid-playoff team. I'm not sure what a playoff team is right now. So, yeah, I think that they're right where they should be.
Kenny, would you rather be in the SEC title game, or would you rather sit it out and just get ready for the playoffs?
Rather sit it out. Be honest with you. I know.
You bitch.
I know.
What is wrong with you?
You can say that, but I just give me that free pass, man. I'll take it.
Typical millennial opinion right there, Rico. Wow. Wow.
At number 5, we got the University of Miami.
Same as SMU. Only one's getting in. Miami better look out. Little Friday night tilt in the Baggy Dome, the Tirico Dome. Who's getting a stop in that game? The over-under, Syracuse and Miami, 68.5.
No. Go ahead and call it what you've always called it, Mike.
Oh, the inflated condom. Stadium's a dump. Absolute dump.
At number 4, well, because apparently God comes before country, we got Notre Dame.
Can't knock them. Destroyed Army right from the rip, made Army look like they didn't belong on the same field. The problem, there's just not a lot of data points with Notre Dame. Yeah, they played A&M, won. That was 3 months ago. Then they had a horrible loss to NIU, also 3 months ago. I don't know what to make of them, but they take care of business every week. They got a really good defense and a really good ground game. No arguments.
At number 3, the University of Texas.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, but I still have concerns with them. They've done their job, but I hate to break it to anybody. Go look at their schedule. They've played a bunch of 500 teams, and the one real team they faced, they got beat at home, and their fans are throwing water bottles on the field like a bunch of savages. So for me, Texas has something to prove, and it begins with Texas A&M. Show me. Show me a command performance without Sark pulling a James Houston.
Yeah, I am. Wow. Yes, I'm going to be riveted to that game to see who actually wins that game between A&M and Texas. At number 2 is Ohio State, because at 1 is Oregon, and Oregon already beat Ohio State.
There's part of me, I truly wonder if either of those teams go the whole way. Ohio State's offensive line is unimpressive, injuries or not. And again, you watch the games. They were good against Indiana. I didn't think they were great. And for Oregon, we've talked about it. Their offense hasn't been humming. And they're Oregon. They'll always find a way to F it up in a big game. So I understand why they're there. I just question whether they'll be the ones at the end. Maybe it's bias.
When I look at Ohio State, I do think that one day that slow start of theirs
is going to bite them in the ass.
The game that bites them. Yeah.
Yep. I agree totally with it. But for me, I still sit back and I go, Watch. It's Georgia all along. It's inevitable. They're Thanos with his little sparkly glove. They're inevitable.
The Infinity Gauntlet.
That thing, yeah. Whatever.
Those are your college football playoff rankings, 97-1.